going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me. You are in the zone, the gaming zone, with Lakan, and we are back in Noble Legacy. So we were coming towards the end in the last video where we weren't going to be able to progress any further until they put out the next expansion. And this may have happened, I'm not sure, but they did release a patch recently. The patch, I'm gonna go ahead and read through the bits in the patch, but there's some building stuff in there that kind of got me excited about the changes that they put in. But going through the highlights, they have a new feature, a Builder's Lodge. The Builder's Lodge built with the new Builder's Tool Rack is a dedicated structure for the new laborer job roles in which peasants assigned to laborer will construct your buildings for you. Awesome. That's definitely going to be pretty cool. Now, when you think about like the way the building mechanics were prior to this, it's kind of hard to see how you would do it because you didn't really like do like a ghost, and then you just built it afterwards. You just kind of placed it. So they got some more on here. They got the laborer row, and then they got, and this is it, the building framing system. So a new building system is in place with the all new building framing system, where you can plan out your structures and which frames are placed for your villagers to build. It says you can swap between preview modes by equipping and unequipping your hammer. So now, instead of just straight placing the building piece, it actually puts a ghost or a frame up, and then your builders will come through and build it. I think that you still can build it, but it is more of a process now getting your buildings built. So they added a new feature, hearth, warmth and fuel overhaul. So warmth and fuel has been redesigned by requiring hearths to be placed in villager homes to properly warm them. Villagers will automatically maintain their home's fuel level as long as your market storage is fed sufficient fuel. So then they did have that in the game where you had the kindling that was supposed to be used in the upkeep of the house, but I never really seen its use. So now it's going to have a real use, and it looks like your peasants will need this in order to stay warm in their house. So you got the balance update, and it says hunger and leisure. The day length has been updated. It's been reduced from 52 minutes to 36 minutes. Villagers will still need to eat once a day, making them consume food more often. Gotcha. So villager behaviors have changed to prioritize food and will stop working to eat if they become too hungry during the workday. Then they added a new feature, financial tracking, financial breakdown available in Kingdom menu. So we got new villagers, Hans and Franz. These two villagers are our first tier 3 villagers, very high stats, and also feature a new trait, twins, which gives them a huge morale boost when they work at the same location. New production toggle, production furniture, such as the forager's basket, can now be enabled or disabled manually with Q, the Q key. Um, Added new Halloween assets, scarecrow, gravestone, pumpkins, and icons. Getting ready for October. Expanded decor. We got new rugs, castle wall battlements, bookshelves, light posts, hearths, new crop visuals. And then economy and kingdom balance performed and ongoing as content is updated, added, and new resources introduced. So, and then they got some pictures of some of the objects, the new objects. Looks like we got, instead of just the different bookshelves, we have books to go into those bookshelves. So that's cool. Um, is that it? No, there's still, wow, there's a lot more. I didn't realize it was so much, but AI and villagers, laborers have a priority system for deciding which building task to complete first. Accessible from the Builder's Lodge details UI. Laborers will search manually for items if not in the storehouse. Excuse me. So I guess if you don't have the logs that you need, they'll go and get the logs. Fix issue with Alkalite work schedules. AI characters will now leave the settlement if unhappy for too long. Oh, so we gotta make sure we're really taking care of the villagers. Updated morale system. Villagers now have unhappy animations. Villagers now have food in their hand when playing eating animation. Villagers morale UI now properly displays the total morale bonus penalty for stacked effects. Fix villagers not finding storage inside their own buildings. Bandit raid events are now more frequent. Uh-oh. You will want to ensure proper defenses and guard patrolling your village. Okay, so yeah, that was one of the things that I noticed about this. It was like really no need for setting up the guard stuff, because I didn't see, outside of the quest, um, I didn't really see like any issues with bandits coming and harassing my villagers. So villagers no longer generate incorrect negative thoughts after interacting with objects. Excellent. So that was one of my biggest struggles too, is like they always seem to have negative thoughts whenever they use any of the furniture, any of it. So it seemed like it was having a negative effect on their mood or their morale, but I'm not sure if that was the case or not. Villagers no longer generate less relevant thoughts. Okay. Harvesters are more efficient when gathering resources, harvesting multiple resource nodes before returning to storehouses. Villagers will fuel homes with wood from woodcutters if no storehouse exists. Introduce tired morale debuff applied when villagers do not sleep at night. Villagers will enter leisure state if they cannot find a bed. Villagers will now fuel their homes from the woodcutters if unavailable from the storehouse. Didn't I read that? They have it on there twice. Just worded slightly different. Anyways, only villagers now use work schedules. And then remove collision from unconscious NPCs. And then they got a bunch of gameplay systems. They improved some grid snapping. Pre-built structures not correctly consume resources when placed. That's furnished or unfurnished. Fixed crafting stations no longer allow recipe switching mid-craft. Fixed several issues with wall, roof, and floor placement, including triangular walls and ceiling floor grid alignments. Nice. We had some issues with those. Fix upgrade flow. Resources are only taken or refunded once the upgrade finishes. Okay. Added builder lodge buildings. Food values and prices adjusted for better balance. Optimized navigation, pathfinding, and collision systems. Added default and auto detect option with DirectX. Okay, so maybe that might improve some of the graphical issues that I've been having. Fix crafting recipe issues and missing food items from after update. Fix pond fishing interactions for villagers and players. Fix issues with where villagers may have slept in their fellow villagers' beds if they did not have their own. Okay. Updated tech tree balance, tier costs, and scenario unlocks. Cool. I'm excited for that because we definitely hit a ceiling on our last game. So hopefully we can continue on when previewing build part placements. Parts will no longer hide when moved to invalid locations. Okay. Fix issues with build parts not being destroyed when no supporting pieces. Might, which is the strength stat, now reduces build time. Cool. Up to 25% faster at full stats. Aptitude stat now increases movement speed. Okay. This will be subject to be adjusted and changed in future updates. NPC movement speed is now increased when walking on roads. So roads are going to be important. Fix crop meshes now clear correctly after harvesting. Farms updated. Foliage spawns directly on the landscape and adjusts to elevation. Cool. Fix floating fences and fences disappearing when other building parts are destroyed. Fix issues when supporting builds parts not destroying correctly. Fixed. Upgraded buildings now show the correct job types instead of quarters. And then building default name now has a number. Increased. Okay, that's cool. Increased allowed interaction distance for buildings. World and events. So there's a lot in here. Bandit events now repeat and spawn groups across the map. Added new builders building to tutorial scenario. Adjusted pond fish volumes to better match peer interaction height. Additional fixes to preventing weather in interior spaces. Most challenges now complete instantly after finishing objectives. No need to return to the quest giver. Optional event warnings added to keep players informed of upcoming events. Challenge actors will no longer spawn in large foliage. Cool. Fix issues where dialogue causing softlock. UI and systems. Visitors now show correct interaction actions when unconscious. New critical issues panel added to HUD. Tracks morale, hunger, warmth, upkeep failures, etc. And then fix visitor menu now clears correctly when visitors leave. Fix escape no longer closes the settings menu unintentionally. Updated morale info to display above activity info on villagers' cards. And I'll have this going through on the screen so you guys can read through it. This is all available on their Steam page, but it looks like they did a lot of fixes to the UI and the systems, added some UIs, corrected some others, and then they added some art stuff. So that was pretty big patch. They added lots. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I don't know. My save no longer is valid. I can start it up, but it doesn't look like I will start it up with the new updates. So I'm going to have to start all over. Luckily, I was able to get prefabs of a lot of the buildings that I've created. So it should be a little bit more of a smoother experience. Also notice some changes with regards to creating, starting a new adventure. So we're going to do that now and see what that looks like. So we go into new. So you get the tutorial now, and then a new kingdom, instead of like sandbox, and then I forget what the other was. Um, so since we don't really necessarily need the tutorial, we can go ahead and start with new kingdom. And then we get this easy and normal difficulty. You select normal, confirm difficulty, start a new normal sandbox session. So this is going to be sandbox, which is the other option that we had. So that does confirm that the mode that we started in our previous ones was the tutorial, and it wasn't like a story mode. So we'll go ahead and start this new session. The lady in this photo looks a lot like Britt from Diva La Dirt. Every time I see her, that's who I see. Okay, we're in. It says tab to hide, tab to show critical issues. Okay, so where am I going? So okay, so this is completely empty. We're starting totally from scratch. Okay. Okay. I think I'm okay with that. So likely the first thing that we're going to need to start with is the woodcutter, because we're going to need planks at some point in order to build some uh, in order to make some of these builds. So, this is slightly different from the gameplay that we've from the game that we played before. Let's see. I think this will probably be where our woodcutter goes. It's closest to the trees. Guess let's go ahead and get to it. Now we're starting completely from scratch. I wasn't expecting that. Was not expecting that. Is this the right spot for Okay, I think I settled in a good spot for the woodcutter set. Almost positive I don't have a prefab for that. So let's go ahead and see what we can do without any resources. So we have no logs, we don't have anything. So we'll move it back just a little bit. Add one more to that. So I have no resources on me. So I'm curious as to how I am even placing these. I assumed that that it would at least be a skeleton, and then I would have to build it up. But it's not looking that way. It does look like we have more materials available to us. This might not be the mode that I wanted. So this needs lumber. Okay, let's go ahead and skate. also needs lumber. So, okay, we don't need lumber for this. Wait. Okay, so as soon as I take my hammer off, there you go. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, there's some things that I can't put a skeleton or a frame down for until I have lumber on me. This is all just a frame. The reason why it looked like it was built was because I had the hammer out already. Okay, so let's go ahead and chop some wood, or I'll go ahead and chop some wood down, get some lumber, and then I'll be right back to finish that up. Okay, we got our lumber. Let's go ahead and finish designing this. Okay, it's time to go ahead and get some more help. We got the woodcutters up. I'm not sure that I like that. It looked better in my head. I'm not sure that I'm liking this. But anyways, we got a woodcutter. We got some planks. I'm gonna go ahead and build the hut for the woodcutters so we can start recruiting people. Okay, so we got this place. If I take the hammer away, it's just the framework. It looks like we need the earth for fireplace. But let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Looks like we got our first place built. We are missing a fireplace though. So let's pull out our hammer. We see that we're still missing the fireplace, so let's go ahead and add that in here. Maybe somewhere. Where do they have that located at? Furniture? Yep. So we could do that or that. But that needs bricks. So it will be this. Let's see. There we go. House built. We got a hearth. The hearth looks pretty slick. Go ahead and add the fuel, so we got plenty. So, now that we got that, we're going to focus on getting somebody out. I'm really not liking that. It looked different in my head. It's just bothering me too much. That there. And what other options do we have here for a roof? Still not right. Guess this is what we'll do. This one. Okay. I'm more satisfied with that. Yeah, that looks a whole it looks a whole lot better to me. So next step is we go ahead and hire our 2 lumberjacks and sawmillists. we'll go ahead and work on getting a supply of lumber coming in so that we can go ahead and work on the next build, which I think is going to be the storage location, the storehouse. So we got the woodcutters. We'll need a builder's lodge at some point, but I can handle the building for right now. It's a little slower pace, but we're not doing a whole lot of craziness, so I should be able to handle the building for now. But recruits, and I can't use any of these. They're all tradesmen. So I guess until that resets, which we got 6 minutes, I'm gonna be on my own. We will need some food, so probably actually would be a good idea to do a forager. All these berry bushes here. No. I see mushrooms anywhere. It is Easter. Yeah, mushrooms here in this forest, so right here next to the lumber mill, I guess is gonna be the spot to go. Maybe. How about over here? There's hunting over here. And got some berry bushes. I don't see a whole lot of mushrooms over on this side. So, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's this. There's a lot of mushrooms over there, so I think this might be the better spot right here. So we can get our foundation out. Okay. So we got a gatherer's hut. It's not completely finished, but it is finished enough to where we can have a forager. I don't have the resources to make the house for the forager just yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and hire. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can hire on some workers for the lumber mill. She is a foodie. Looks like I'm still gonna be doing the job myself. That is fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on gathering some resources while we wait for those to change up, and then hopefully we can get some help over here. Okay, so we went out, got some more resources. Still have this guy, Henry. And these guys, I can't use you yet. I mean, I guess you could be a merchant, but I haven't gotten the merchant's house up yet. Could it be that because I have the houses of higher quality that it's messing up my recruits? Like maybe I need more lower quality houses in order to get some more peasants? I don't know. Oop, that wasn't the right one. I mean, same thing, but so I'll say like this. This is definitely more satisfying than it was before. It definitely takes a whole lot more work to do this, but it's the effort that you put in is much more satisfying this way, where you have to manually just kind of build each part. You know, you don't just place it and just it's there. Like you actually got to work on it. I think that that's cool. And then pretty soon you could have builders who do all of this. Okay, so this one is going to be an issue, I think. So may need to take this floor out so that I can build that. Might as well build the rest of it. Floor back in here. Man, still need a ton of lumber. Okay, so, oh nice, okay. He's lazy. She's grumpy. So, okay. So it looks like these two might be our best bet right here. So let's go ahead and negotiate these. Let's get them in here. Whatever it takes. I don't want to fail it, so let's just negotiate these guys in here. Well, we don't got a tavern, so he can be a drunkard. So that may be it. That may end up being an issue later, but so we got these two. Now we can get them to start pulling in wood. Then we'll need somebody to do the berries. Let's go over here to buildings. She's really grumpy. I'm not sure if I want to deal with that or not. But we'll go to buildings. This one is the lumber house. And we'll put both of these guys in there. And then we'll come over to the woodcutter. And there we go. There's no decoration score over at the woodcutter. Let's fix that. Well, I just realized what's missing over here. These. Okay. That's what was missing. He's sitting down because he's a sawyer, but he doesn't have any logs to work with. And I will fix that here shortly. More difficult to place them. So we're almost there with decoration. we go. So hopefully that improves their mood or their morale over here. And I will go ahead and add some of these in. So you should be able to start, well, maybe. We might need the resource place. I just thought of that. Maybe he'll get it. He did. Cool. Why is this guy just standing here? Okay, so we got them working. Maybe. Looks like we may be a little on the struggle bus for might be a little bit on the struggle bus for some lumber, but it may be that I brought them in a little late. So we'll see how the next day goes. Hopefully Alex here will get to work and bring back a good amount of lumber. Not slack off. But so as I'm chopping this down, the next thing that we do need is the storage with the market. Actually, the next thing that we need is actually somebody to bring food. I just thought about that. They're probably hungry. They are probably hungry. So let me get some food. Gather up some food for them. And I don't have a place to put it really. Well, I guess I could put it in the foragers' baskets. So we'll gather these mushrooms, maybe some berries, and then I'll put them in the foragers' basket. Hopefully that'll be enough for them for now to get the food that they need until we can get, what is that building that we need? It's the market, I think. So we'll get that. So very much too. Nice. After I get these guys some food, we'll get that going. And we got a fresh new set of recruits, so I'll see if any of them will be good for gathering, and I will recruit them if so we can start getting a nice steady supply of food at least coming in as well. And then we'll look at getting the market up after that. So far with this update, the building has been the biggest thing that I've noticed the difference of. They said that they fixed a couple of the snapping issues. I haven't noticed that so much yet, but like I said before, the building has been pretty interesting. I would like to get some builders to kind of see how that process goes, but that probably will be for another video. I think for now, I think I want to get to the market at least. Every time I pick mushrooms, it reminds me of Lubomir. And if you guys seen any of my series for Bellwright, one of my top favorite games, Lubomir was one of the villagers that we got. He was the first villager that we were able to recruit to help build up our town, our little village. He had insatiable hunger for mushrooms. They would disappear. I couldn't keep them, and we needed them for stews and stuff like that. And I would just always be out of them, and I couldn't figure out why. And found out like Lubomir was roasting them, smoking them, doing all things, and he couldn't talk about anything else other than mushrooms. He loved mushrooms. We need to get, if we can rename any of these characters, I'd like to get a Lubomir back over here. So I guess we got some new recruits. Let's check out, see what we got. Oh wow, we got a bunch of them here. It's that grumpy thing for Alma, man. Theobald is an angler. But I think we'll go ahead and recruit him for gathering us some berries. Guess we can get Alma for berries as well. Hopefully the grumpiness doesn't come back to bite us. And we'll get you guys into the forager's hut. And into the forage. All milestones completed. I didn't even know I had milestones to complete. Completed scenario sandbox. Okay, so we continue on, and I think this might be a good spot for the market, and then we'll do the stall on the other side of it. So this one just like we did in our other video. goodness. I have no idea where that went to.
I wonder how the crops are faring this season.
It's nice. Use some excitement.
Services. Put this here. Merchant's Ledger. Decorations. Looks like that's on the wrong side of the door. It is. So take that out. That's actually the way that I want the door to open though. Ah, that's good. Just like that. Okay, cool. So
The quiet is nice,
building.
but I could use some excitement from time to time.
Even the birds seem content with the quiet.
We'll get a prefab up. We'll go ahead and do the prefab for the small house. Right about here.
I wonder how the crops are faring this season. A warm meal and a
Hey,
roof over my head.
how's it going
It's not
then?
much, but it is enough. A warm meal and a roof over my head.
And then we'll get back here. Services. And the market. We'll put it next to this place. Okay. Let's look at recruits. Hey, quick tavern in the library. And we got another grumpy one. Wait, that's Alma. Didn't I recruit Alma already? Villagers. I did. How do we got another Oma here? Anyways. Let me finish building this place up. So we got the storehouse now, so we can start storing materials over here. We need a porter. We need a merchant. And I need to decorate their house. Nice. Okay. Okay. Let's get this waypoint out of here. We gotta get the house up and running. Oh, that's some lumber. Hopefully we actually got lumber. Just need to put it in my pockets. Don't have lumber. Is he not working? So if I K for the buildings, wood cutter. Is he actually out doing anything? His mood isn't terribly happy. Says he's working. He's been standing over here a lot.
I'm sure I'll see you again. Even the birds seem content with the quiet.
He's got nothing on him.
I've no complaints. Well, not many.
Best keep moving. No sense in standing up.
I wonder what the issue with him is. He's not gathering logs at all. Let me take stuff that I put in here. And I'll come put it over here into the storage house.
A good day, is it?
And then I'll get some lumber. Okay. Oof, this has been work. I definitely feel the difference between when we played this previously as opposed to now. The amount of effort, like, I mean, I put in a lot of work
A fine day. Babysitting.
the other time, but the effort level on this has definitely gone through the roof. Like and I think part of it is also because I'm playing the sandbox mode instead of the other mode, because the other mode, like, there was a lot of stuff that was pre-made and pre-built. I had people already here to work with, so the I didn't have to do a whole lot in the beginning stages. Here, like, I'm having to build the houses, recruit the people just like normal, but then I'm definitely having to go out to gather lumber because my guy apparently is having trouble doing the lumber. I'm having to monitor their moves because now we know that they could decide to quit. And right now, Alma, which we already knew Alma was going to be pretty low. She's already grumpy to start, but Theobald's not doing great. Alexander's not doing great. And I see that their food is kind of halfway. So I'm hoping that they pick up food from here and start eating. But anyway, so we got this house built. We just gotta add the hearth to it. Furniture. Here it is right here. There we go. No. I wish you could pick stuff up and... Actually, I think I might have saw that. I could. 1 second. Let's try that again. That's better.
A fine day. Plain and
No, just add fuel. Okay.
fine day.
So we'll do that. There we go.
Even the birds seem content with the quiet.
And then we will call this one here Okay, we got new recruits. Let's check them out.
Even the birds seem content with the
They
quiet.
both need taverns, so that's not going to work for us. The booty. Do we have any other peasant jobs that we can do? I don't believe we do. And he is just standing here. So let me do this. We'll go to woodcutter, and we'll go ahead and switch these
Good
guys.
day, is it?
He actually starts moving.
Not much happens around here, but that's part of the charm.
So I think this is a good, I mean, not, I think right now, right here is a good place to be. I think we can start building off of this. We just need to make sure, or we just need to hope that we get a good set of recruits. This one has 2 minutes left, but we definitely need tradesmen. We need 2 tradesmen. So get that, and then we can start making money, generating income. We'll get a porter so that we can, you know, get somebody that starts delivering the food and all that stuff. Let's check over here at the gatherers to see, did they gather anything? So they did. Back over here. Oh wow, look at that, and mushrooms. They're doing a better job with mushrooms than on my last game, so that's awesome. I'll be the porter, I guess, for a while. Hopefully we see a difference now that we made that shift with the lumber.
I never thought I'd live somewhere as fine as this town.
Alright. And then as far as the dock is concerned, here we go. So we can put the dock over here. Let's go ahead and start that process. One more, and then do this, this. Okay, and it makes it difficult to put this piece in from the aerial view. So I'll run over there and get that going. Right click. It's off this way. There it is.
I wonder what tomorrow.
We get this dock going, that might improve the mood for one of our lumber. My nemesis. You know, we can actually we got 4 minutes. We'll do a prefab of another small house. I don't have enough material. So you know what? Go ahead and get the Fisher house going. We have one person that might be a really that will be a really good candidate for this, and then I think this would actually also improve the mood for one of our other villagers because he likes to fish on his off time. Okay, so we got enough material for this. Do not. Plenty of planks. Not enough lumber. I went ahead and got Greta before the time ran out. Need to get her into her place and then get to work on fishing. Her a good decoration score. Up here, buildings, we'll go back and look at that here in a second. Fisher's house, Greta here. Now we'll get this thing going. Come to production and fishing rack. I think that's where the fish gets stored at, right? So we'll come here and we will add one of these just because it looks cool. Okay, maybe not cool, but and let's see.
At least the weather's holding steady.
Do the rest of these. Okay. And this is production, so nope, nope. So, that was weird. So to build the jetty, it makes it look like you're fishing. So I'm still missing lumber. Jeez. Doesn't mean that he's not getting it. It just means that potentially that you know, it's not in the storehouse. So I actually need to look at these recruits. Discipline. Spends free time in the library or temple. Loner gives 10 morale if less than 3 people are assigned in the workplace. Okay. Nice. So we'll negotiate her. That offer. We'll negotiate her because she looks like she might be good. Okay. Chop the rest of this tree. Okay. And it's not a painful, like painfully long process to get these built. They did a good job balancing that out, I think. So buildings, and then in the merchant house we'll get Margaret. The storehouse as a merchant will add Margaret. And then the Fisher's house, put Bertha with Greta. And then in the fishery, get Greta and Bertha together. And they need more decoration, so let's do That's right. I did want to do that. Let's see.
Days as good as this are a cause for celebration. Is it?
Takes a lot to get that decor up. Let's see.
The quiet is nice, but I could use some excitement from time to time. The quiet is nice, but I could use some excitement from time to time. The quiet is nice, but I could use some excitement from time to time.
There we go. Get the decor up. Mood is decent. We're down to 60%. Let's see what we got for recruits. Okay. Look at this. We all need a tavern.
I can hardly believe that I wake up every morning to a town as good as this.
And there's Genevieve. Dang. She need a library as well as a tavern and a student bar in it. So this should get us some fish. Looks like Greta has something for us. Since we hadn't done any tasks yet, let's go ahead and help Greta out. What's up, Greta? Okay. Guess we're doing that. Why do you make that noise? Is that Bandit? It is. put that away. Can't see anymore. Yep. We just need one more. There it is. Nice. Okay. And what were we working on? So this guy's clumsy. So, and we're not going to have him crafting anything. He's just going to be a porter. So let's get him. All right.
Hey, how's it going then?
Let's turn on berries, fish, mushrooms. And we'll get firstly we'll
A
get
quiet day is a
merchant's
blessing,
house.
even if it is a bit dull.
And here as a porter. Cool.
No news is good news, I reckon.
Excellent. Alright, let's see if they've been doing a better job with the wood, getting us lumber and planks. So we got planks, but no lumber. And he's not doing lumber because he's not, or he's not doing planks because he's not getting lumber. Wonder what's going on with that. It's not his mood, I don't think. And I think it's only the porter that puts stuff in the storehouse, so. Yeah. I'll put that in there. Hmm. So, okay. So that must be what's going on. There must have been something here. And now they're glitched out. Like there was a tree here. And they're trying to get that. So that's what's going on with that. Jeez. I don't know how to fix it. So if I remember right, there was a tree right there. I wonder if I can build something there maybe that will, like if I take and do. So as long as he's there, I can't do it. Oh no.
Days moving along at a fine pace.
So the only thing I could think to do right now
I'm sure I'll see you again.
would be to come here, go to the woodcutter, and then we'll switch them again. And then while they're moving, I'll get this put there. So that should take out, like if there was a tree spawn right there, that should take that out.
Days moving along at a fine pace. A
Okay.
fine day to keep moving forward.
I think that's what that was. So, other than the lumber, I think we're in a good spot. We got some guys hopefully working on getting our wood supply so we can make builds. We got a porter now. We got a merchant. We got people pulling in fish. Now we just need the porter to start bringing that stuff into the storehouse. I think we're doing pretty good. Now we can go ahead and just let the coin build up a little bit before we start building bigger stuff like the tavern. What do we need to level up? So milestones, recruit 3 villagers to start attracting visitors. So which we did that. Okay, that was the milestone. But for the kingdom, we need the builder's lodge to get to the next level, which will be Hamlet. We can do that. And I think the builder's hut should probably be pretty close to the storehouse. But do I want to do that now or just save it for the next video?
Not much happens around here, but that's part of the charm.
Let's see what it takes to build that. We just leveled up. Finally got to Hamlet. We got a builder's hut, but we don't have any builders yet. And I still need to build a house for them as well, so it's going to be a little bit for that, but I think that's going to do it for the video for today. We got our lumber situation worked out.
Best keep moving. No sense in standing idle.
Yep, so we got lumber coming in now, so he's making his planks too, so we're good there. Hopefully we got the porter doing what they need to do. And let's see. What are you doing in there, Bernard? Yep, so we're getting some fish in there. We got our berries, we got our mushrooms. Yeah, so we're selling. making money. We're good. I'm assuming peasants are builders. Peasants can be porters. I didn't realize that. So we did it.
From time to time.
We got them up to Hamlet. The next rank is going to be village. But we need to get the tavern, the church, and get more people in our population, which I think we're going to get that. No. Because we'll need a couple people for the builder's hut. But yeah, we'll need people for the tavern. We'll need people for the church. So we'll definitely hit that population pretty easily. So that's going to do it for the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is the update so far with Noble Legacy. So far so good. I do like the changes that they made for the building. They've added some decorations as well that we haven't explored yet. We have to see what the builders are like, how that works, how that helps to streamline that process of getting this town built up. We'll definitely need their help with the tavern, with the church, all that, and then we also need to look into getting guards. Apparently, we did run into one brigand, but I think that was for the quest. I'm not sure, but we definitely need to look into fortifying the place and making it safe as well. So there's a lot more to do and experience in this game, and we may be able to go further with our kingdom rank than we did in the previous videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like, please level up this video by hitting that like button, and then if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe. And then until next time, come back and join me again as we level up together, one game, one video at a time. This is Lacan signing out. Peace out, everybody. Later.